What's good? It's your boy ODawg, King of the Switch. And right now I'm with my man Marc Bravo. Marc, man, he is doing something in the DMV. He's doing something in this area, and that's stretching out to be worldwide. Like I remember one of his album covers was on top of the world, sitting on top. Yeah. And that, that's becoming more and more reality every day for what he's doing. So I just want to have a conversation. I just want to talk, bounce some questions off, right? Because we're in an interesting time, Marc. Very interesting time. We've never seen anything like this pandemic that we're faced with right now. And I know for creatives, innovators, people who are always moving and shaking things up, right? They have a different way of kind of going about things. So I want to know, of course, the pandemic hits you, quarantine and all that probably hit you, but in addition to that, what did it help you, what did it strengthen in what you were doing?
COVID definitely gave me the time to map out how I wanted to plan the next 2 years. It also gave me time to finish the Allure album because I was currently working on the Allure album when COVID first started. And with that time, I had 1 week that I finished 10 songs versus where I was just doing like 2 songs a week before that. So yeah, it really got me to a point where I was able to produce at a level that I wasn't able to produce at when I was working. Because a lot of people don't know I work a full-time job too. Helps me fund everything that I'm doing.
Okay, that's solid.
That's it.
A lot of people don't have that balance. I wanna kind of go off of that point just for a second, right? Because you say you have a job, and I know you studied marketing in school, right?
Yeah.
These are things that are pretty traditional, and a lot of artists kind of have the notion like, oh, I'm gonna just go out there, rap on the streets, and I'm gonna blow up, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to know, from your perspective, what are some of the things that artists can really do to get themselves to where they want to be that might not be so glamorous, so looked at as like, wow, that's a cool thing to do as an artist, but it's important.
Right. So I even hate the term blow up or make it or I'm doing this music thing. Like, it's something that you really have to live, and you have to understand you're gonna have a lot more lows than you have highs. And in order to get where you really want to go, you have to do research, you have to do homework, you have to study people that have done it before, you have to know consumer behavior, music theory, scientific method of business. It's a lot that goes to it rather than just the glitz and glam. All of those things that you do fundamentally, then it helps you, it helps you shine, but in the moment you don't even feel like you're shining because you're just putting in so much work. So that's the thing. It's not gonna look like what it feels like in real time, but from the outside in, when you hear everyone's perspectives, that's when you finally see that you're on the road to where you want to go.
Definitely. I appreciate that, man. That's a wonderful answer. You can tell why he has the success that he has, man.
Thank you.
And it's not just success for yourself, because a tour coming out of a pandemic, a full tour. Not only was it a tour, but it was with a creative collective, right?
Yes, sir.
On the Creative House, man.
Yes, sir.
That is new, that is popping, man.
Thank you.
Please tell me how that came together, and tell me about tour, bro. Tell me about that, man.
So we originally had the idea for Creative Houses last year. I just had a vision that I need to use my platform to do a reality show for artists where we can really have them compete and show off a lot of their abilities. And in the process of us, I thought we'd be done, editing the show within 2 months, but this is my first time really dealing with a show. So I had to, it's taking way longer. We're still finalizing episode 1. So, as we go on, now that we have the roadmap for that one, because that was the important one to make sure we catch people's eyes, we'll be able to finish out the season quickly. But during this time, I was like, okay, what's the way to keep all the artists together while we're waiting for the show to come out? So we started we had a cookout, we had, right, thank you, bro, thank you, he was there. Yes, sir, we had a cookout, man. We had different link ups, so we would just go to Greenhouse Studios, and we would link up there. We ended up going to Puerto Rico. We all took a big creative trip to Puerto Rico, so that was dope. And then I was like, okay, I had like 3 big shows in a row, and then Big Dame, she's in Creative House, she had a few shows, so that's already 4 shows. And at that point, I was like, okay, I can get us like 4 to 6 more shows, and we can call it a tour. So, with that being said, that's kind of how we did it. And then next thing you know, we had 10 dates, and we were ready to go.
That is beautiful, man.
Thank you,
I love it, man. I was at the show in DC, and it was an experience. experience, bro. Like I honestly feel like I done came back to like my hometown after like a decade, and this is what you guys. I don't even think I can say you guys are ahead of your time because you guys are on now, right?
Right
you know,
on
like
time,
the song
right.
says, you know, right now.
Exactly right.
you
yeah,
know, like
now, yeah.
right up now. So like, I want to know because to put something together that is that well done, right? There's a lot of moving pieces, okay?
Right.
So I want to know how you kind of build these relationships with pros who are professionals who are on the creative scene, but not necessarily artists themselves.
Right.
You know, DJs, venue holders, people like that fit into that category. How do you connect with them, and who do you work with right now that you might want to mention?
Man, that's a really good question. I've been doing music in the DMV, I would say, professionally since I was 15, and I'm now 25. So it's been 10 years of me doing showcases, just going to events, performing, being on tour, you know, really learning how the industry works here in the DMV, and learning that building a community and building connections is the best way to do it. Like, I was around when Thrax was out. I was around when No Stalling was out. So I saw groups rise. I saw groups fall. So, you know, from that perspective, I had to kind of go back into my bag of connections and bring them forward. And with a lot of people I've known for a long time, that's kind of how I build up these connections. And really, I didn't even notice until now how many connections I really have. And that for anything I need, I have like 3 or 4 people that can do it.
Same, you know, and on top of that, actually the only way that is of any sort of benefit to you is if they appreciate you and what you do, right? Because so much more than talent in this game,
right?
You know,
it's
about character,
right?
You know, and who you are. It's like people can sense the energy. It's like, do I want to be around a person more, or do I just want to like check out what they're doing because it's really good, but never, you know, be.
That's the thing. Yeah, not to cut you off, but I think just because of the character I've had my whole life is what makes people want to come back and contribute now that they see I'm doing a little bit better. So,
absolutely,
yeah,
I love that, man. That's wonderful. Truly, you know, we're always moving, doing these things, and I know you're helping a lot of artists right now, you know, to have similar success to yourself.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I want to know what are some tangible things that you do consistently, because everything that's done got to be consistent, right? In order for it to ever be effective, to actually work. You know, what are some things you do to support these artists, and who are some artists that you're really excited about right now?
Man, some things I do to support them. I definitely help everyone with their just their business sense of mind, and helping them slow down and not to rush and feel like they're behind and they need to catch up. Just informing them that they're right on time. I help them with their creative direction with everything they're doing. If they have any questions, they can always come to me. I make album covers for them. I make story visuals for them. And really anything they need, I like to kind of be that person to you know, show that love for free for the most part. One of my biggest idols, I have like 3 big idols, and the first one is Jesus. I feel like that's just a dope man in general. Like, he's the best man of all time, I would say. Like, so that's somebody I study. Max B. Max B is like, he's kind of the other side in terms of like the streets, but he was like the waviest street rapper of all time. So he just taught me how to stand out by being myself, was Max B.
Love that.
And then Currency is another one of my favorite rappers, in a sense, because he just goes at his own pace. And his own pace is good for him. He's not Jay-Z at the end of the day. He's not Kendrick. He's Currency. And he's cool just vibrating on his level, and he's cool with that. So that's when I learned my goals can't be everyone else's goals. So just giving people the knowledge and the wisdom that I have, because I didn't really have, I would say, somebody to give that to me. I learned from my own experiences. So I just want to make sure people don't kind of shoot themselves in the foot by trying to, you know, move too fast.
I love that, man. And especially your role models too, and why you like them. 3 completely different people,
Exactly.
like 100% in their own lane. And you know, I like the first one especially because, you know, it's started with just 12 people, right? 12 people that were like watching his every move.
Exactly.
You know, that was his community, right?
That's
and
how many people are in Creative House.
That's crazy. Oh
And I didn't even notice that until you just said it. That's insane. Wow.
That is incredible, man. You know, the game is fun, man. The game is definitely fun, but there's certain things that are, some would say, polarizing, very polarizing, that we gotta keep in mind as, you know, entrepreneurs, as creatives, right?
Right.
And one of the first things you gotta develop is emotional stability.
Yes,
right?
for sure.
Huge, right? So I want to know kind of what you do to balance that optimism and, you know, knowing what the facts are, you know, that faith in yourself and your vision, but also knowing what the reality is right now, right? That balance. How do you play that?
I love all of these questions for sure. So when I was 16, I joined a group called the Scumbag Boys, and I made music with someone that I called my brother at the time. Not gonna say his name, you know, don't want to bring any bad publicity to him. But while working with him, I saw kind of the way not to do things a lot. Like, he had so much potential and his creativity and talent was there, but he wasn't the easiest person to work with. And I saw his emotional stability, the level of it kind of like take a lot of opportunities, not only away from himself, but from me as well. And of course, wish him the best, but the moment I kind of got on my own, and this game is just learning what not to do, really. It's not even learning what to do. So from learning from him, I was able with my career to learn that the number one thing, it doesn't matter how talented you are, you have to be easy to work with, and people have to not only like what you do, but like your character and like who you are. So with that, I was very depressed too in 2018, 2017, where I wasn't putting out a lot of music because I felt like I wasn't getting the traction that I deserved. But really, at any point in your career, if you feel like you don't deserve more, then you need to do more. Like, if you feel like you deserve more, you need to do more, bro. So I just learned I just have to start doing more and doing more. But that year helped me when I was depressed because I made 100 songs, and within that year, and it helped me learn how to, basically I developed an ability rather than a skill. Okay. So it's something that will always be with me, and I can make music at any moment. So I stopped focusing on the music so much because it's just it's second nature now. And I started focusing on me, Marc Bravo, and marketing myself to the world. And at that same time, I was getting a marketing degree, so my whole mind was rewiring.
Yep. That's solid, man.
Yes, sir.
Smart
Thank
man,
you, bro. Appreciate
smart
you, bro.
Man. I'm telling you that right
Thank
now, man. And you know, even beyond emotional stability, just relationships in general, right? You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people who would want to know, you know, who might not know yet. Is Marc Bravo in a relationship?
Yes, Marc Bravo is in a relationship. I'm actually in a poly relationship where I have, wouldn't even say two girlfriends in a sense, but we're in a throuple relationship. So it's myself, Keys, and Rana. And Keys and I, we've been together for about 5 years. That's my backbone. She's literally helped me, I would say, become the man that I am today. Pushes me, supports me with everything that I want to do. And we didn't feel like we owned each other, but we coexisted. So in a while we were in like an open relationship as well, so we can kind of do our own thing, but at the end of the day, that's my woman. And you know, and I'm her man. And we met Rana this year, and we were just linking up just to go out to DC and have fun for the weekend, but from that day on, it just kind of went in a whole different direction. And yeah, this is like, I guess the happiest all three of us have been, you know, speaking for them as well, only because I talk to them every day. So yeah, this is we're all in a really great place in terms of individually and together. So that's the main focus.
Yeah, that is dope, man.
Yes,
that's
sir.
dope. I love it, man. You have a very unique perspective because you are unique within music, right?
Yeah.
And you are unique as a person. So those two, it's a very, very. I know that there's some people who definitely be able to relate to that though, because they're like, some people love the single life, and that's cool, right? You know, do what you want, you know, live, you know, go hard. I'm here for a good time out of my time, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, that's cool too. But other people, they see themselves as more maybe a family-oriented person, or just like a long-term committed sort of person, or just, you know, having something that you know is always there and solid. So I want to know some tips from your perspective, your angle, Marc Bravo, on how you keep these romantic relationships A1 while chasing your dreams at the same time.
First off, another great question. First off, I want to thank my parents for showing by example. My parents have been married for 35 years now. So, you know, just growing up and watching, learning how to love not only how to give love, but how to receive love. And that's what my name Bravo means, is show love, receive love. And that's something my parents really taught me how to do. I'm also a Cancer, so like I just love in general. So I've always felt like I had so much love to give that it was kind of overwhelming for every girlfriend that I had, because a lot of people aren't used to receiving love. So this situation is kind of perfect for me because I can just give love, as much love as I want to, and also, you know, I have to make sure I protect, provide, you know, support them as well with everything that they're doing. Communication is key. It's no point of lying, you know. I feel like as a grown man, you shouldn't need to lie anymore, you know. But a lot of people still do it. But I feel like lying is weird, you know. Give people the truth and let them kind of deal with it how they want to. But communication for sure is key. Making sure that everyone is feeling good, and no one's feeling abandoned, no one's feeling neglected, and that you really allocate your time. Because when you say you don't have enough time, it's weird because there's someone with the same amount of time as you that's making it happen. So you have to allocate your time in the right way to make sure not only you benefit, but you know, that I make sure they benefit as well.
I appreciate that, man. Man, I hope y'all was taking notes or something. Because that is some gold right there. But
as we wrapping up, bro, with this, those are the main things that I wanted to know. But is there anything on your mind right now that you feel you just want to let out?
I want everyone to continue to chase their dreams in the best way they can. I would say never get discouraged and never stop. Even if you do get discouraged, or even if you're nervous, like do it discouraged, do it nervous, and you'll eventually start seeing the results. So, you know, results come as you work, and when you're working in real time, you won't see results all the time. So I would say everyone just keep chasing their dreams. Show everyone your journey too. Don't just show people the good times. You know, show people your journey. This is our second location right now. The first location didn't work, and now we're here. So, you know, that's just real, and you have to reroute, roll with the punches, and be solution-based. You always gonna have problems. When you're solution-based, you never get upset about it. You just find something else, and that's what it's meant to be. Also, last thing, trust God and the universe with your life, because they know you more than you know the earth. Yeah, definitely trust that.
I appreciate that, man.
No problem, man.
Good stuff,
Appreciate you,
man.
dog. Yeah, thank you. Great
We
questions.
out, baby.
Peace. Perfect.